Hello, my Stampin' friends. Hope you're all doing well tonight. It is January 19th of 2026. I am Candace with stampinwithcandace.com, coming to you from Hiram, Utah. I hope you're ready for some Valentines. I've shared a little bit. I think I shared some ideas from this suite already, but I have been working on some fun projects, and I am so excited to share with you what I have come up with. I don't know about you guys, but today is an awesome day for me. My third grandbaby was born this morning. I have a new granddaughter. Congrats to Annika and DJ. I'm so excited to meet her. And she's so precious and so cute already. Very excited about that. I have two other grandkids and a foster grandbaby. So super fun news for me. But I am going to switch cameras and get started here. And um, so I am sharing some projects using the Made with Love suite. Specifically, these gusseted bags is what I wanted to share. So this one right here that you can see in the catalog is using it precisely how it was intended to be used, which is kind of flat. I'll show that to you in a minute. If you were to buy the whole suite, this is kind of what you get in it. There's a stamp set, dies, embossing folder, some sorry, my phone was buzzing, some embellishment or whatever these are, loose assortments, uh, ribbon, these bags, and paper. I'm actually not using the paper on these projects. The other thing I kind of wanted to point out is number one, this um, uh, lost audio. Okay, hang on. Sorry. Is it working now? Back now. Okay, it was because someone was trying to call me. Tell DJ I will call him back. Um, so sorry, got uh, distracted. Thankfully, my husband pointed out that the audio wasn't working. Um, this alphabet set is the same design, so you can use that with it. There's some more of those little fun treat bags and how they have used them. And then there is, what else was I going to show you? Oh, there are two other things. I kind of showed this a little bit the other day. There is a scrapbooking kit that goes along with this. I did share my pages that I made from this kit on my blog the other day and how much product I have left over. I have been working on some projects that I've been using with the leftovers, and I think you'll really like it. I'm excited to share that. And there is also a matching so you can get the paper with the stickers. You can get the paper by itself over here. You can get another stamp set, and you can also get more of the, that's what I'm looking for, the two-toned cardstock. So there is a lot that you can add into this suite. And what we are mostly going to be playing with today is these bags, and I wanted to kind of show you. They are they're gusseted on the side, but uh, they come to a point down on the bottom here, and they are scored, and you can simply just fold them and fold them. They have a little wire in them, and you can fold them over. So before I get to the projects we're actually going to make, I'm going to show you some of the other projects that I made. So this is the first one I started with, and I actually made it as a shaker card, you can see here. And if you want to take a guess as to how I made that, if you followed me before, you probably know what it is, but on the inside, yep, I have a flip-flop. I don't know if you can see it, but that's what I use to do the shaker. So a couple things on this. I also have, well, I'll kind of explain how I did that and a couple tricks. So this right here is the cutting mat for our small mini stamp and emboss stamp and cut and emboss machine, whatever it's called, the mini boss instead of the big boss. This works really perfectly. Now, I did use it in the big boss, not the little one, because this is going to be wider, but I stuck this inside and then I put this one on top. I still used my like I said, I used it on my regular one, so I used this underneath it, but it allowed me to cut that out. One thing to be careful on this big one, you can see it barely fits in there. In fact, I kind of had to slide it to one side, run it through, slide it over to the other side. The other thing I learned the hard way is you see these gussets on the side. You want to make sure that this is in front of them and not to the back, so you don't get this where I had to tape it in because it was to the back and it cut through that on both sides. So avoid that mistake and slide it on inside there, and then you can cut this out. And then I simply embossed a piece of red. I did cut out another heart. And it did make that a little bit easier because I was able to attach my, let's see if you can see in there. I was able to attach my flip-flop to the red before I attached it inside the little thing, but it makes for a fun little shaker card. Okay, so my next one, I wanted to try it again, and this time I used the smaller hearts. I did the same thing. I did make sure that this was on the correct side before I started doing it. But if you kind of look really close, again, it's a shaker just because of I filled it up with treats. But you can see that shimmer. I used, if you remember these from Halloween, the iridescent treat bags, and I just cut it off and then attached it. I did consider leaving it as a full bag and sticking it in there and doing it kind of a shaker card that way, but I had already cut it. So one other little tip on this, for this particular design, if I did it again, I used my Tombow to attach those. If I did it again, I would probably put my adhesive behind it before I cut those out, an adhesive sheet, because it just makes it a little bit simpler to stick those. I kind of got glue all over the place a little bit when I had done it. So anyway, little just tip there, and the rest of it fairly simple. So those are my first two, but you'll notice we cut these hearts out. Of course, we have leftover hearts, so we've got to do something with them. So this is my bigger one. Again, I've used the iridescent treat bag and I've just attached it directly to it. And I'm using those, like I said, the three different stamp sets. The two stamp sets and the dies is what I've been using on these. And I just cut out some of uh, the things to add to it and put it in there. This, if you look really close, you can see that it kind of got doubled up on around there. And that was because, like I said, I kind of had to cut it and slide it and cut it and slide it because I didn't realize it wouldn't quite fit. So I had to do it like 3 times. But anyway, so this one here is this. Now you could make several of these because I cut out 3 different hearts on that. And I have just used the embossing folder on this one. And I did stamp little XOXO around there, simply little I adore you, but you super cute and easy. I cut out some more of the hearts and put some of that ribbon back behind. So now we are on to our very last project that we're going to do. I'm not going to actually cut the bag because one bag makes two of them, but I am going to explain what I did. Oh, I wanted to show you one other thing really quick on these. If you'll notice, that stands up. So what I did is I just scored the bottom of this at a 1/2 inch, and I folded it up and folded it back down. And then I essentially pushed it so it was up in here like this and just squished it down to make that so it stands up instead of being flat, because I wanted it to be, a little bit more sturdy. Anyway, so if you're wanting to add that into your bag, you can kind of see it on this one a little bit better. It's just a matter of scoring it from this angle, and then you're going to flip it down and press it in so it goes that way. And you can turn it into more of a bag instead of a flat one like this one is. So for my last project, what I did do is, if you were to lay this on here and you see this white part right here, actually we'll grab a ruler here. So I went from this edge and I cut it down to 9¼ inches. So I just cut this off here, and then I cut it down to 9 inches, cutting this off. And then I cut it in half. So I now have a 4½ inch one that is basically opened up. So like I said, you're going to be able to make two of these with this one here. So now we're going to grab this part here, and on the bottom, we are going to score it. Let me double check my measurement here. Okay, 3/4 inch. Didn't want to tell you wrong. So let's see, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3/4. And I found it, because it's kind of thick, I'm gonna go over it a few times this way, and then I'm gonna flip it, and I'm gonna do it again this way. All right, and then I'm going to just fold and fold, get that so I have a good fold. I'm gonna open it up, and sorry, I've got way too many things in the way here. We're gonna move a few things out of the way. Okay. I'm gonna grab my scissors, and I am going to just cut up to that fold on each of these corners. So not in the middle here, but on each of the corners, we're going to cut up to right here. So we're going to make a little box like so. We're going to set this one aside for a second. One of the other fun things you can get now, this one I believe is an online exclusive, and they are the lovely dollies, and they come in 2 different sizes, and they're real red or pretty in pink. And technically you could use the white from the back side, but they are super fun, super cute. So we're just going to grab one of these ones here. And of course we could mix it up. Now you're going to hate me, but I'm going to crumple it all up. Okay. I just liked the little bit of texture that adds. Now we could do something fun, especially if we were going to use like this one on here. We could take our, what are they called? Blending brushes. We could take, in fact, let's just do it on this one, even though we're going to do it here. And I will show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to grab my bubble bath, and I'm just going to add some color right onto here. And we're going to add it like this. You may have noticed they did something similar to this on one of the samples in the catalog, but we're just going to add a little bit of color So if you wanted to change your background color, you easily could. I could do it all over it if I wanted to. This is actually going to go right here. So, couple of things first. Let's make this. So I have cut out this one. Now this one you can make it into a little tag, or if you don't want to, you can simply just cut that off. So I'm just cutting it right off, and I have stamped. This one has two kind of different designs you can stamp into it. Sorry, there's this design fits in here that I've stamped here, or this one. So we are going to um, and I've stamped the Hugs and Kisses. I don't remember which set it is from, but I did use the banner punch. It fits perfectly for a lot of these sayings. So if you don't have that one, again, I have recommended that one multiple times. And we're going to take our bone folder here, and we're just going to do this. Start from the middle, and I'm just kind of doing both sides there and flip it. I love the look that this gives to the banner. Makes it feel like it's just kind of floating in the wind here. And then I am going to add a little bit of glue to the middle here. And I'm just going to kind of offset this so that you get the two different colors peeking out. Maybe. Oh, I think I got too much glue on there. Um, my first time I did it, I used, what's the word I'm looking for? I used mini glue dots. But the second time I did it, I just used the glue. So I thought it might work easier. I'm sure it will. We're just going to set it aside and let it dry for a minute here. All right. So here I am going to do some of my Stampin' Silk here, and I'm only putting it to the one side. Sorry, got to get glue off my hands. And I'm going to take my ribbon here, and I'm just going to go so it looks like a double knot. Not a double knot, but it's going to look like one. And we're going to stick it down in the center there. Going to add a little bit more over the top. And we're going to grab our Real Red Baker's twine. And we're going to do the same thing. I love this because you can use it for Christmas and you can use it for Valentine's or any time. And we're just going to put that over the top. Just adds a lot of texture to it. And since it's going to add some height, I'm going to add some mini dimensionals on each side here. Maybe. All right. And we're going to just kind of put this one to the side. Now here, I am going to use my mini glue dots. I'm going to put one on my lower part here. But then I am going to take my Stampin' Dimensionals, and I've learned it takes about 3. So I'm going to take the sticky off, and I'm going to layer them up. So I have about 3 for my height. And then we're just going to put that right across there. Now, oh, okay, I don't need that. So this right here, you may have seen me use it in my little, hang on, I'm gonna grab one of these little mini albums that I have done. This is just the chipboard that you can get in one of the paper pumpkin kits. So you can use any kind of chipboard, but I have lots of these. Or in our any of our kits, they have these, and even some of our what's the word I'm looking for? Our papers, our 12 by 12 papers, some will have a thicker, but I just wanted something thick for the bottom of this little bag that we're making. But, you know, I want it to look cute. So I'm going to glue a piece of Real Red And I believe this is 4 inches by 1 1/4. This is going to be just a tiny bit bigger than that, but we're going to fold those two in. This one's going to fold this way. This one's going to fold this way. We're going to stick that down, and then I'm going to flip it here and kind of hold it. And I'm going to add my glue. Kind of, really, it's pretty much the whole thing because they overlap, but just barely. Let's see if I can do this. I did it much easier when I wasn't on camera. Go back down. There we go. I do want to add some glue to this part though, so it's covered up here. And then here, and then we're going to flip it this way. I'm just going to use the ruler so I can press that down in. Now there is a seam on the back side if you look really close. I don't know, it's hard to see. So you can, if you had wanted to, you could have gone that side because we're basically covering it up. But since we did our color on this side, we're going to go on this side. One thing to keep in mind, depending on what you're doing to decorate the front of this, you may or may not want to attach it before you do the inside of this, because it is kind of trickier to attach once you've done the inside. But because we're doing this great big huge one, it works just fine. And I am only putting glue kind of in the center here, and then I am going to stick it centered, and it fits really quite perfectly on that. And then this one here, we're going to attach with some of our big glue dots, not glue dots, dimensionals, which part of the reason for that, other than making it pop, is that allows the dimension of this, where we crumpled it up, it allows it to still pop out. So there is our finished little treat bag. Now, one thing I did notice, and I have not made one yet, but these are our note card size, where you can buy them and they come in the card and the envelope. And guess what? They fit perfectly inside there. So I might be making a few note cards to stick inside that, but you could make a little card, put a little treat in here. Super fun. Oh, look what would fit in here. You could put some of these. Oh, look. Some of these for your crafty friends. That one's a little bit big. If we take them out of the packaging, though, they fit in there. You can stick some in there. Anyway, super cute, fun Valentine that you can do. There's my original one there. And close this up so you can see all the fun different ways to use this bag. I hope that you learned and discovered something new, a fun way to use all of these, and can make some fun treats for people that you know or love. Anyway, hello, back to me. More fun things coming, more fun things to share. I have a new episode of Scrapped that will be coming out hopefully this week or this weekend for you as well. We are using the Beach Time Suite if you'd like to follow along or play along and make a beach themed scrapbook page. We'd love to have you share that with us in our group or any of our pages. And again, thanks for stopping by. I will see you next Monday. Let's see, I believe we still have at least one more Monday in January, if not two, and 7:30 Mountain Time. Thanks again for joining me and have a STEM-tastic night. Bye-bye.